Good morning. I just wanted to go over last week's signals uh, from 1019 through 1023 on bond futures, 30-year bond futures that I was taking. There were some interesting trades. Here we are on the 19th. Get a nice signal here, and this ADX line is really starting to get more important for me because I can really use that to filter out a lot of signals. But anyway, I get two in alignment and my ADX goes up. Yeah, this was a short trade, but made some money on it. Here was another interesting one. Get two signals down. ADX flattens out, but then it starts to move up. And that's right about that pullback. So there were two nice trades there where you can make some money just utilizing that ADX line with your signals. Now I don't trade later in the afternoon, but here's another one, a little further apart, but it could have made you some money. So that was Monday the 19th. Let's go to Tuesday here. But all last week there were several nice trades. So jump over, yeah. So we come into 1:30, 2 o'clock time frame now. No one's going to be up then. But if you have an automated approach, which I'm working on, right there was a fantastic entry, and you could have held that thing between the two pivot points, or you just my automated approach is going to hold it from EMA cross to EMA cross. So that was an all-day trade basically. I say all day, all morning, but typically by 10 o'clock I'm done with it anyway. But you could have. This one's a little riskier, but when you have a good trend going, and we see on our squeeze we've got great momentum, you get this additional down signal. Now you've already had your EMA and PPO, and then you get a little up PPO, and then it takes back down, and your ADX starts going back up, showing the trends resuming. You could have got in here. A little trickier. I like it when it's coming from below my what I call the zero line, and I've got that set at 20. I've played with different numbers, but 20 seems to be a universal number that a lot of programs and people use. So when this thing comes up above 20 and you have some good alignment of indicators, it's pretty powerful. So that was Tuesday. Big money day. A couple of contracts on this. You're looking at 4 or 5 grand. So let's go to Wednesday. Here we go again, early in the morning, but again an automated approach. You get the two alignments. You get your ADX going above. Now there was a little head fake there, but as you see, it would have worked. You wouldn't have stopped out unless you had a really tight stop. But again, that's going to be worth 20 ticks. Later in the morning, this guy comes above our zero line again. You could have got a nice entry and got another 10 or 15 ticks out of it. So that was Wednesday. Another good set of trades. But you see, now here's a good example. You get a signal, and if you're not watching the ADX, you might say, okay, I got a good signal down now. This thing's run up. I've got a good signal down. It's going to run down to the next pivot number. But our ADX is just falling. And this thing just chops. Using this, staying out of trades with a flat or falling ADX has saved me a lot of money. It's these ones that are breaking from below the zero line to going above But you see here how this thing is flat or just kind of bouncing around and you'll get a signal. Well, yeah, you could make a little money. It's tough though. So just leave them alone. Um, that one's a little tricky there because it's kind of going up and you get a decent signal, but immediately it trails off. So if you did get in this trade, you would just take your profit very quickly and stop out. But as I've been testing this thing more and more and more, it goes below, it comes back above that line. You get two signals in alignment. You get momentum on a squeeze, or you even have a squeeze and it fires. You get all those things in alignment. You've got a good high probability trade. So this one was what, around 9 o'clock, 9:15. This thing turns blue. You jump on it and ride it. There's another 15 ticks. So let's go to Thursday. Where am I? I'm still on the 21st. Also been noticing, that's why I've got this black here, around this 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock Central Time, you start getting, a Far East, Japanese Open. Not sure exactly what's opening there. I think Hong Kong, something like that. I can look that back up. I looked it up one time. I've forgotten. But I've getting a lot of signals, and you can put a trade on. Again, an automated approach. Just have something running here, and if it hits your signals, not be surprised what you could do. I mean, right here, let's see, you could have picked up 5 ticks, ran right down to that pivot. Let's see, I like this. See, it's all red, all red, all red, all morning. I love that setup. And we just travel along, and then right when we turn blue, oh yeah, there was a bunch of news out there. That was a no-go for me. You gotta watch the news, because look at that. That's why I've got that red bar there. I try to stay away from 7:20, time frame. I won't start looking back at taking an entry till about 7:40 or later. But you see that mess, that's just going to smoke you. And it goes on into the cash open even, so that was tricky. And a no-go for me. I really watch this area. I'll take a trade, 5, 6 o'clock in the morning because I'm up and going then. But as it gets closer and closer to this little red zone of 7:20 Central, to 7:30 Central, I'm very, very cautious and I'm watching what's going on there. So yeah, that was just a bad day. There was no real trades there. You could have got one back here at 8 o'clock Central from the prior evening. And later, I see this, but that's kind of out of my trade time. There was something going on. We can go back and look at what there must have been, maybe some news or something. But yeah, that was a good trade. I like that too tight signals. This one lagged a little bit, and I notice sometimes when there's a lot of big movement, this ADX will lag. A lower probability entry would be, okay, you get these two in alignment, you get some strong, this thing's down so far and you get some strong movement up. It's not to say it doesn't just do this, it doesn't come up and kiss that zero line and go off, but a lower probability you could take this trade, and based off this movement going up on the ADX, that is a lot better trade than an ADX like over here coming down and you get signals. So I haven't really tested enough of these. I need to, but as we see, it worked out. But the bread and butter to me is no crazy news. This thing comes up, breaks, and the ADX just keeps going, and we can jump on a trend. Let's see what else we've got. That was, what was that? That was Thursday. Let's go into Friday. See what we got. Jump over here real quick. It's our 8 o'clock. Didn't have anything. Our ADX is flat as a bone. So nothing there. So we go into Friday morning. We get another good signal here. That was both the ADX and the EMA. Automated approach could have caught that, but our, not ADX, but a PPO and EMA, I'm sorry, but our ADX would have kept us out of this one until we break this 20. So let's see what happens here. I can't remember. 5:30 we get a little smidgen of a break, so we could have triggered my automated rules. I have to go back and look at that. I don't think I would have triggered that until here. It's been hard to catch this one, but well, I'm gonna go back and look. But yeah, you know, this second bar, and you've got blue, and you've got in alignment. So I thought both of these signals fired at once. Sometimes they'll fire at once and the blue will overlay, but if I put my arrow on it, it'll turn white, and I know that both signals fire, but the PPO had not crossed. But it did cross here up and then cross right back, so that would, and then we get a blue, so that would have been a good signal. So let's see how that plays out. And yeah, that turns into a fantastic trade. So this ADX with alignment signals, and then we see our momentum in the squeeze. We didn't have a squeeze, but we see our momentum bars playing out for us too. But this ADX, see, look how flat this is, and this ADX is well below 20. So it's telling us there's no trend, no trend, no trend. Boom. We're really getting some power behind it. And all of our indicators that I use confirm. So just some things that I've been using, and I suggest that if you're trading bonds on a shorter term time frame, and I use this same setup, by the way. If I go into a daily chart, let's see here. Let me pull it up. You know, I've been in TLT for a while now. Got in TLT when it came down and touched this 55 EMA. I've been long TLT, and let's blow this up. This is good. Hopefully will turn into a really good trade for me. It's been okay so far, but we've got a squeeze. We just came down and touched this line, but I got in when it touched this 55 EMA, and I've been holding this TLT trade based off of ZB, but using the TLT ETF, and I've got some options on it. We'll see how this plays out, but I would love to see this ADX. Now on a daily chart, this ADX lags a lot, but it can maybe keep you out of some crazy trades. But like right here, we get two signals. Remember, we're looking at daily, so we get two signals. We got a squeeze, which is fantastic, and then the squeeze fires, and our ADX starts turning up. You know, that turned into a great long trade. Doesn't look like much, but on options with a TLT, remember these are daily bars. So, you know, you went from 155 to potentially 160, 159-ish, 160. So you went 5 points, which is massive on bonds. And that ETF, TLT ETF with option play, with a monthly, you know, let's say you get 30 days worth of option, turns into a fantastic money maker. So I think I bought, when last time it came down and kiss this 55 EMA. I got a little bit of that. And now I'm long on this 55 EMA. We'll see what happens. This guy can consolidate a little bit, but I'm out into, I think I'm November. So I've got another 20-something days on these options. And we'll see what happens. We hope this squeeze will go ahead and fire here relatively soon. And we don't have a bunch of, what's the word I'm looking for, but we just hope our options don't just lose all their value. But we've got some time, and we can hold these a little while, and we see how this plays out. And if the indexes roll over, this might help fuel this up a little quicker. But I like this squeeze. I like how everything has bounced off the 55, and now we're above the 8 EMA, which is even better. Let's see what happens. That's what I've got. I just wanted to give you a little weekly review, a little long video, but there was a lot of good trades in there, and hope it helps. See you later. Thanks.